Lapland, the land of the midnight sun, although there's not much of it about at the moment, is in the north of Scandinavia, and this really is the last outpost of civilization. So Sven, my latest chum, and his trusty husky team had to pick me up from the airport because all the available motorised transport was stuck in avalanches, to take me anyway to a frozen lake for some ice fishing. These powerful dogs can pull their own weight, which is about 90 pounds. So let's see, that's 10 huskies times 9. Well, as you see, they can pull 900 pounds. And in fact, they can pull this for several weeks, stopping only for some high-octane feed and a couple of hours kip. Apart from long-distance transportation, huskies are still occasionally used in these remote communities for herding reindeer and sheep. They also, Sven assures me, make great pets when they retire, especially when the cart won't start. This big white expanse of snow is in fact not land, it's a frozen lake. And all over the lake, people, Sven, one of them, have been digging holes, catching the most... can you come in, please, Vlad? Sorry. Catching the most spectacularly fresh lake fish. There are char, there are trout, and there are tigerfish, not tigerfish, catfish, which we have... it's a bit difficult, isn't it, going through the snow? I had to arrive by sledge. So these are our char, our trout, and our catfish. Might even get some more fresh ones, even more fresh as we go along. Here, I have 2 char already grilling away on the barbecue. Just because we're in the frozen north doesn't mean to say we have to boil them and cover them with dill. We can employ, and I'm going to today, some Asian techniques to prepare one of these wonderfully fresh fish. First thing I must do, however, and now if you see me slurring, it's only because it is so cold my lips don't work. I haven't been at the aquavit, not yet anyway. So we'll try and get that up to frying speed. While that's getting hot, Vlad, if you come down here, I'll show you my ingredients for today. Starting at the back if you can. Some tomatoes, some chilies, some spring onions, all frozen in this Arctic weather, some cucumber, garlic, ginger, peppers, and pineapple. I've also got, back up to me please, I've also got some sherry in place of rice wine and some soy sauce. Now, while we're just waiting for that to gather some frying speed, I've previously prepared interpreted two other dishes which are popular around here. It's using various kinds of caviar, lumpfish caviar, Arctic caviar, salmon roes and stuff like that. And very popular here also are waffles and potato cakes. So pop down here, I'll just explain these to you. This is a lovely Norwegian waffle with salmon cakes, sour cream, caviar, eggs, lettuce, red onion, hard-boiled egg, and this we call it Arctic caviar. It comes from a very small fish which nobody knows the name of, which cod feed on. To your right, then, Vlad, we have a potato cake with raw fillets of char marinated in lime juice, ginger, and chives and red peppers, and here a lovely thing, just trimmings of smoked salmon marinated in olive oil, and again some sour cream and caviar. That's grand. We should now be able to stir fry these things. So you need a fairly close up here because I'm going to whack them all in one at a time, one after the other. Peppers in first. Okay. Ginger and garlic go in next. Now this is all cooked very, very, very lightly indeed. The vegetables are only hot and they're still crunchy on the inside. Cucumber goes in next. Okay. Then some chilies. Then some spring onion. Just a little. Like so. And a little tomato. Like that. That's the sour bit. Now the pineapple is the sweet bit. Let those sizzle away for a little bit. Poor old Sven's there grinding. The ice he's grinding through there with his machine is 1.5 meters thick. But he's a pretty hard man. I mean, he's won the international worldwide dog sledging championships 11 times, and he carries a great big beer knife. He's not a man to mess with. But I have heard he likes the odd slurp. Right, a little drop of rice wine or sherry into here. Just a little tiny drop. Okay, that'll do for that. We'll turn that off. We'll try and stay there, and I'll bring the fish over to you. 1 fishes. 2 fishes. Put those fish there. And then with the aid of this, I'll put my stir-fry mixture over that. And finally, a little dash of soy sauce. Now that is the most supremely fresh fish you could ever hope to get. Sven, I'm sorry, would you like to try this char? Now this is going to be dangerous because he only eats raw reindeer. We just hope that he might enjoy it. Sven, I've cooked some funny things here. I've cooked the char with stir-fried sweet and sour vegetables in the Chinese way. Maybe you'd like to try a little bit of that.
Oh, that's very nice.
And tell me what you think. And if not, I'll cut your dogs loose.
And do you like to say the true thing?
Yeah, absolutely the truth thing, please. Yes, absolutely truthful.
There was a absolutely new way for me to taste char. It's much more sweet when it's common here in North. And it's delicious, really delicious.
Good man.
Really good. As you see, when we eat char here in Norway, we also eat the skin.
Yes.
Because it's one of the part of the fish we eat.
Excellent.
Excellent, really good.
Oh, I'm very pleased.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Get back to the fishing then, please. We need more fish. I'm going to taste it myself because it looks so good. Oh, yeah. Char, stir-fried sauce. It's absolutely magnificent. Time to move on, and what a way to go. These snow scooters are exhilarating and designed to negotiate the most difficult terrain. And I'm off to find a reindeer herd, which has been rounded up ready to travel south for the summer. And I'm speeding along at a modest 50 kilometers an hour, although they can reach double that speed. Reindeer farming is a centuries-old tradition in these parts. The animals roam vast areas, feeding in the summer on the grassy valleys, and in the autumn the herds mooch on down to the coast where they feed on seaweed, returning in the winter snows to hilly country where they graze on lichen, scraping away the snow with their hooves to get at it. Also at Christmas time, of course, they zap Santa Claus around the world in double quick time. Evidently, the staple meat available up in this part of the Arctic Circle is obviously reindeer. And one of the most popular dishes around these parts is the actual reindeer heart. Offal is such an underestimated meat in my view. It's really splendid. Heart, kidneys, all of those kinds of things. Liver, absolutely delicious. And indeed, the people who take these, and these reindeer tomorrow morning are setting off on a 300-kilometre journey to the summer, to the north and to the fjords and to the fresh grazing of spring. So they're going to be very, very happy. And the old man who runs them will get on his sledge and trudge with them, and they'll be camping by night, travelling by day. Probably take them weeks to get there. Anyway, and indeed on their way there, he will be cooking heart for his supper every day, because this is the most immediately available piece of meat from a slaughtered venison or from a slaughtered reindeer. The rest has to be hung and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is really make a classic old French dish of reindeer heart. It could be kidneys, or it could be calf kidneys or anything like that, in a Madeira sauce, a good old-fashioned traditional dish. So if this thing works, which I hope it will, we'll put some little bacon lardons in first of all, and a bit of butter. Just brown off the little bacon lardons for a moment or two, and we get some jolly good fat from that, you see, which flavours the heart. We'll pop some heart pieces in, which I've cut up into nice bite-sized little slivers. Smashing little dish this is. We'll just seal those in the lovely bacon fat and butter till they've just taken a bit of colour. A little bit of pepper on those at this stage. Now this is really, although we're doing it here in the frozen north in this extremely unlikely location, but the point is we've got to see these chaps because this is what life here is all about. As it was in Rust, where it was cod, here it's reindeer, and that's the name of the game up here. Now, instead of flaming in cognac if we were in France, here we're in Norway, so we'll flame this in aquavit. Like that. Absolutely classic. Then what we do next is we take the reindeer heart to one side because we want these juices which are left in here. It's what we call, and what we now do is called deglassing the pan. We're going to rinse that out in wine. Now again, normally you might use red wine or you might use Madeira, but here we're going to use this amazing cloudberry wine. It's kind of fortified. It's almost like Madeira or sherry. So we'll pop some of that in there. And into that, while that's reducing, we'll add some mushrooms. Now, of course, if we were living up here and as spring was approaching, we'd be able to pick wild mushrooms, but these are just cultivated mushrooms into the red wine. A little bit more pepper. I have to say, oh, little snaps from me. I have to say that of all the places I've travelled, they've largely been hot. Africa, the Far East, south of France and stuff like that. But I'm seriously, seriously enjoying this trip. It's so refreshingly different. And you do get some refreshingly different drinks as well. Highly good. Now, the wine has reduced a little. It's always important to reduce the wine a bit to burn off the bitterness from it. Now, last night, I was in my hotel room with my little primus stove all night, taking venison bones and onions and carrots and celery and making my proper game demi-glaze. Now we have a rich red wine and game demi-glaze sauce flavoured with mushrooms. Let's just taste that. Well, that's jolly, very, very nice indeed, I have to say. Now we can pop the kidneys back in again. Just let them take flavour from the sauce there. They're not kidneys, you weren't paying attention, they're hearts. Doesn't matter. Then we've cooked a bit of rice. You've got to pretend this is hot. In fact, it's frozen solid, even though it was hot when we cooked it, because it is jolly very cold here. Pop those out of the way. Those down there. And then a splendid dish of reindeer heart, mushrooms, lardons, and delicious cloudberry wine sauce.
The Sami are a nomadic people with no conception of boundaries as they wander with their reindeer herds. And when they camp for the night, they make their bread from wild oats baked in a pot above the open fire. And since there are no vegetables to be found in the winter snows, they eat edible roots and wild berries. The Sami are friendly and informal people who take you for what you are and laugh at what you pretend to be. Although I'm happy to say, my dear Hector, they haven't laughed at me yet. And indicative of their temperament is they have 27 words for snow and no words for war.
These little wooden huts are called gumma. Very difficult for me to say, gumma. And they're scattered all over Finnmark, the northern part of Norway here, made of wood, so that the reindeer herders, as they progress with their herds through the winter towards the spring, can shelter in them. Some, of course, use canvas ones. This is a wooden one, but this isn't actually a real one. This one's in my very luxurious and splendid hotel, but it saved going out into the nasty cold snow. Anyway, the reindeer is used for everything, for utensils, for artifacts, for clothing, and, of course, for eating. And one of the most popular ways of preparing reindeer here is the breastbones stewed with water and marrow bones and tongue. Another version they like to have is the better quality meat with potatoes, onions and carrots, rather like an Irish stew. And a third, perhaps slightly more gastronomic version, is the smoked reindeer heart in a cream sauce. Now those are all very delicious, but I would like to do something slightly different. Something completely different, in fact. So have a little spin round my ingredients here. We've got some fried shallots,
some finely chopped garlic, some finely chopped dill, some star anise, some paprika, some marrow bones from the reindeer, and some little fried triangles of red pepper, and of course some lovely chunks of best quality reindeer. Right, so the first thing to do, because it's very, very hot, is to have a little swig of beer. Ah, that's better. Pop a bit of oil into my frying pan here, which I hope is hot enough. Yes, it is. And put in some meat to brown the meat. Excellent. That's taking a good colour already. It seals the flavour inside the meat. Excellent. And because we are, where are we? In Norway, we shall flame this with aquavit, if I can find it, get the top off. Thanks very much, whoever tightened that up really tight. Thanks a bundle. That was really helpful. Right, that's browned and flavoured. Into the big pot now, with all those splendid juices. Now, I have to stand up a little bit here. Garlic goes in. Sorry about the lampshade there. And some paprika goes in, quite a lot of paprika. Stir that into the juices. Let that cook away a little bit. Oh, it's hot and smoky, but it's jolly good fun. In fact, such good fun, I'm going to have a little swig of beer. Sorry about that, because this is real live recorded television. And you have to have a swig if you lose your voice because of the fumes and the smoke. Right, next into here, ouch, now I'm burning, is some chopped tomato. So in there for the present we have the reindeer chopped tomato. Oh dear, this is killing me. And paprika. Now, that goes on there, wood mark 4 for about an hour or something like that. Ah, hold on a minute, I've made a little mistake. Forgotten the very important marrow bones have to go in. They must go in. And also a couple of little pieces of star anise, which will give it a most interesting flavour. Right, now the lid does go back on, and that simmers away for a couple of hours. So we're going to look at something amusing in the countryside. I don't know, some reindeer racing or anything funny like that. In the meantime, I have another slug of this excellent beer. When reindeer are not being made into stews or coats, the Sami love to race them. It's a challenge where a man can prove what he's worth and women can get away from slaving over a hot campfire. Reindeer to the Norwegians are what beef cattle are to the Scots, but are totally free range and can, under license, be hunted for food. And reindeer meat is on the menu in restaurants right across Scandinavia. And, by the way, for those of you who are interested in these things, the reindeer antler is a famous aphrodisiac. Today they grind it up and sell it to Japan at saffron prices.
Right, a couple of hours have gone by, and I think you'll see that that's beautifully cooked now. And all that remains for me is to pop it into the serving dish. The marrow bones, which you can see there, have really enriched the juices. It's slightly fatty, that's deliberate. There we have our bit more, I think. That's good. And then in my other pan here, I've just reheated my little shallots and the diamonds of red peppers, so they go in. Across the whole thing like that. Now these again are meant to be a little bit black as well because they give a beautiful caramelized flavour to the dish. Then, because I've become very fond of this, a bit of sour cream here and there. Let that sort of melt into the sauce. The sour cream will enrich it and also take away the extreme spiciness that the paprika and the star anise have given the dish. So I quite like that. And then, to flavour it further, some freshly chopped dill.
Of course, if you can't get reindeer, you can use any red meat for this dish. Weather conditions like this would paralyse most airports. Not so in Norway, though. The Scandinavian pilots just take it in their stride. And before I boarded the plane, I took a couple of heart starters in the bar. Just in case. Ah, here's one of me pretending to be a bear hunter on the Russian border in my snowshoes. A great little idea. It seemed so in the bar anyway last night, but they didn't tell me the snow was melting, and it's treacherous and dangerous and uncomfortable.
And I don't. These strange Norwegian words were, oh, what a beautiful view. Right.
And I've forgotten the 27 Sami words for snow, but I tell you what, I don't need a dictionary to describe this. It's utter. Well, anyway, it's a lovely day, isn't it?
So, all right. Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care.
And with apologies to Lionel Bart, lungs ain't what they used to be. Yeah, this is the Pacific Valley, just meters from the Russian border. And before the Soviet Empire collapsed, this area was very dangerous to trespass, heavily guarded on both sides. And today, although there were no soldiers, there's still menace and danger from wolves.
Right, Vlad, let's get on with it. Today we're going to be dealing with bear. So if you'd like to stumble on over, please, and we'll get cooking. Make it a bit... Oh, for God's sake, it's a bit early in the morning for that sort of thing, isn't it? Come on, old chap. Oh, dear. I've told you to stay off the aquavit, you fool. Ah, right. You're settled now. You've got lens on your little camera, darling. Let me just wipe it off for you. Little frozen camera, we can't have that. There. Right, let's start all over again then. Come along. Now, Russia is just over there. Russia is there. Oh, now he's fallen over. We're in a mess this morning, you lot. It's that mad landlady, you know. It's a story we can't tell on camera, sadly, but these boys were chased around by what can only be described as a very voracious Danish lady last night. However, they're all married good boys, so we won't go into that now. Anyway, Russia is over there, Norway is here, and in the summertime, the Russian women are invited over to pick berries, some of which are called lingonberries. Down here, please, the lad. Lingonberries and crowberries. And because we're on the Russian border, and this is a bear country, we're going to cook some bear. Where's my frying pan gone? Oh, I'm a bit out of breath, having to dig my way into this wonderful snow igloo-type kitchen. It's quite warmed me out. So if you just excuse me, with my new Norwegian drinking vessel, I'll have a quick heart starter myself, because the boys have already been at it as far as I can see. Vlad, come on in if you would. Oh, that's very much better. Excellent. So, we're going to cook some bear in some lingonberries, which are picked locally on the border around here, and we're going to enrich it with some cloudberry jelly. So, first get my frying pan onto there and get up some frying speed, a little bit of oil. Knife, cut some nice little fillets of bear meat. Let's do about, that's how big is the pan, we'll do 4, like so. We only cook them very lightly because we like to have them very slightly raw in the middle. Pink, I should say, rather. See how quickly, it's very, very tender meat, this, by the way. Then we'll put in a few finely chopped red onions. Like so. A little tiny drop more of oil. As soon as those onions have gone a little brown, a bit of pepper at this stage. Another little slurp for me. It's such a... The snows are just beginning to go, you know, And the place is alive with capercaillies and snow grouse and stuff like that. And driving here last night, coming across the plains, I saw two spectacular snow-white hares bounding through the snow. They're absolutely beautiful. Anyway, now we will flame this in a little cognac. And a little creme de cassis. And before the fillets can stew, we'll take those out and leave them to keep warm over here. Just stay with this main pot for the moment, please, Vlad. Right, that's good. Into that, we'll add our demi-glaze. Now we'll add a little bit of our cloberry jelly, made by a local farmer friend of mine. That will really enrich it. Let that bubble up and reduce nicely. I think I'll add a little bit more pepper because I'd like to have it quite peppery. This is a strong gamey meat, and to have this sweet and hot taste is really rather good. It's also, if you could pop up again please, Vlad, the use of fruit in Norway, both with fish and with meat, is universal, and it is absolutely sensational. Last night for supper, I had a beautiful Cornish pasty kind of thing, shortbread pastry, and inside was a whole fillet of fish, baked, and it was quite delicious, and served on top with sour cream with dill in it, and the little ligum berries. It was really rather super. I'd never eaten fish with fruit before, but it was splendid. Right, now we'll put in some of our berries. Like so. Clear the decks here because I'm about to serve this up. Clear away the junk. Turn that right off. My wonderful wooden platter. Put my fillets of bear onto there. Now, earlier this morning, because I can't do all this at once, we don't have any studio facilities or backup facilities. We don't have catering vans behind us and stuff like that. I made some little celeriac rosties. Now, this is grated celeriac, squeezed together and fried in oil as a sort of a potato cake, but it's a celeriac cake. Then we'll pop our sauce over the whole thing there, and we'll find a little bit of mountain greenery just to cheer it up a little bit. And there, Ivan the Terrible's over there, Bear the Beautiful is over here.
In South Australia I was born.
Heave away, haul away.
South Australia round Cape Horn.
And we're bound for South Australia.
Haul away, you rolling king.
Heave away, haul away.
Haul away, and you hear me sing.
And we're bound for South Australia.
Well, I skipped her up and I skipped her down.
Heave away.